And another COVID-19 diagnosis came nearly 2 months ago, leaving another woman bedridden and exhausted.
They would ease up a little bit and I would think I was turning a corner, but they would come back with a vengeance.
And tonight her suffering continues, and another COVID-19 patient who says they're still dealing with the effects. Our Emma Hogue is asking doctors if there's hope for a full recovery when COVID-19 symptoms stick around for weeks on end.
I was exercising, I was active, I was, hanging out with my kids.
Misty Veltman developed an autoimmune disease 2 years ago, but otherwise says she's lived a mostly healthy, normal life until September 29th, when the 55-year-old developed flu-like symptoms and was diagnosed with COVID-19.
I had never felt like that before. The body aches were so severe.
Veltman says she was bedridden for 2 weeks, then thought she'd turned a corner. But 38 days later, she says she can barely leave her Chesterfield home. The prolonged fatigue also keeping her out of work.
I'm fearful that I'm not going to get better or I'm going to get worse suddenly. It's holding me back from actually providing for myself and just living a normal life.
The doctors have said it's all post-COVID related, every single thing I'm having.
News 4 spoke with another woman over the phone who didn't want to be identified, but the 46-year-old from Kirkwood with no underlying conditions says her symptoms, extreme fatigue and nausea, have lasted 94 days and counting.
I don't know on certain days if I'm going to be able to get up, get dressed, and get around and just do my regular stuff I do around the house with my kids and my husband.
Doctors on the front lines of the pandemic tell us most symptoms last about 6 days, but it all really boils down to how your body responds to the virus. They tell us it's not uncommon for symptoms to last a lot longer.
I don't know if it's genetics, if it's the way based on diet, lifestyle. We don't really know.
Dr. Fred Buckhold with SLU Hospital says most studies and treatments are for those critically ill. He admits there are still many unknowns for patients dealing with less severe but prolonged symptoms.
I think people are prone, but who those are, what those factors are, I think is anybody's guess. We don't really know.
I have a fear that my normal brain activity isn't going to be back to normal.
As patients still deal with the effects of the virus, they remain hopeful one day they'll get back to feeling 100%.
I'll do anything to get there.
COVID does not end with a negative test.
In St. Louis,
It doesn't, not for a lot of people.
Emma Hogue, News 4.
In most cases, doctors say they're seeing symptoms subside over time. But listen to this. If your symptoms are long-lasting and at any time become more severe, you need to call your doctor. The doctors we've spoken to say it's very possible that you have developed a viral-related asthma or some other type of infection.
We have learned